Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A first carry now for the rookie from SC. It's Ronald Jones. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
They'll try to throw now. Winston staying on his feet. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Play action now. Winston. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd and short.
Eli Apple was a top 10 pick in the 2016 draft. And one of the reasons, his ability to get better. Because remember, he's a young guy. And they just figured he could go ahead and grow. A redshirt sophomore when he came out. He's growing at a pretty good rate. How about that play right there?
Very nice pass deflection. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. A give to Jones. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
I thought going into the 2018 draft, running back was a priority for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they got one of the best ones in the draft, and Ronald Jones II out of USC. He's a guy who knows how to make people miss, but also not afraid to lower his shoulder and make his own way.
And that's what we saw there as he powered his way forward for the first. Jameis now on first down. Go right side, caught by O.J. Howard. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Winston. He hits Rodgers in the flat. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. From the gun, Winston. Evans has it left side. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. A familiar ring to that one. Winston to Evans for the Buccaneer first. First time into the red zone for the Buccaneers. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now Jameis on 2nd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
The Bucs on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 4. Working out of the gun, Winston. And this is going to be incomplete.
And that drive was going pretty darn well. 3 previous times, converted on 3rd down. But on that one, the defense rose up and said, enough of that.
On is Chandler Catanzaro now for the Buccaneer field goal. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
New York set to take the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
They go back to Stewart on first. And he's got some space here. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a 7-yard carry to set. Them up with a 2nd and 3. Now a first carry for their fullback. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Stop made there by Gerald McCoy. Manning to throw on 3rd and 1. Steps away to it, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
You and I both know we're into a whole new realm of football because we're not just looking at tendencies anymore. We're looking at analytics, and I've got to think the analytics on 3rd and 1 say run the football.
Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Back deep for the Bucs, Deshaun Jackson. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Throwing again. Winston on 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Second down, Winston. And this one is incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have back on their heels.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Jameis to throw it. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And the Giants ready to come out now. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Manning now on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, Guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Manning. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. First catch there for OBJ, and that good for a first down. So Manning to Beckham, and this defense, they better hone in on that connection.
It's almost like an electrical charge for him, isn't it? When he catches the first one, I'm talking about OBJ, he just goes to the huddle and says more, more, more. And really, he's just one of those guys that once he gets going, look out.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A first carry for the Clemson man, Wayne Gallman. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. Now we've got a giant player here slow to get up after that last play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. They stay on the ground. This time it's Stewart. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Go 56, 27 to Sam, 27 to Sam. Go 56, 27 to Sam, 27 to Sam.
Now a play fake. Manning rolling to his left. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Here's Jackson. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Right back to him on first down. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout. On play action, Winston. He finds Howard complete, and he'll get it down here to the 43. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, You see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
This is Jones. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 11. Winston. That's complete. Middle of the field to Humphries. And he'll go down at the 28. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
They didn't get the 1st down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the 1st. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Rosas now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the 1st half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the 1st half.
Let's see if they do just that. The 2nd half starts with a carry by Jones. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Tackle made that time by Dalvin Tomlinson.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll go again to Jones. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
And I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. The Bucs on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 11.
Ready. Who ready? Green, triple C. Green, triple C.
Here's Winston. This is caught by Jackson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
Let's go now. Ready. Blue ready. Easy, easy, easy. Come on. Sunday.
The give is to Jones. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Again, it's Jones. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
The Bucs on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Ready. Blue ready. Wait up.
Winston now from the 50. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Ready. Black 25.
They'll run it with Jones. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Time to play.
On 1st and 10, Winston. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27.
27 to Sam. Set. Go blue 80.
They start on the ground. This is Stewart on first. And he powers his way up past the 30.
Let's go, let's go.
And the tackle there by Quan Alexander.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
He hits Stewart in the flat. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Giants on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. To throw is Manning. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for New York. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they do the interception and finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Here's Winston. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's third down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
The Bucs on third down. 5 out of 9 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now Jones. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Right side caught by Jackson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. Jameis now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Winston now. A dump underneath to Jones. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Winston now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. The first carry here for Jacquizz Rodgers. And they'll get him down right about the 20. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Winston. And that is incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, close game, 2nd half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll begin with a run by Gallman. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Hey, go 56. 27's to Sam. 27's to Sam.
On 2nd down, here's Manning. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Manning now to throw. That's caught inside the 20. Manning to Beckham. A big play there. 55 yards. And at this stage, down in the 2nd half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Zebra, zebra, zebra.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Hey, go 56. 27 to Sam. 27 to Sam. Slam.
Throwing now is Manning. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Receiver. You got three, fellas. You got three. Hey,
Now Manning again. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. The Giants on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Manning to throw once more. That's complete right around the 8. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. And I don't think this was blocked. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Ready. Blue 80. Let's go.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Now Jameis on 2nd down. It's caught by Jackson. And down he'll go at the 25. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Well, 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
He's going to fire one deep over the middle. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Ball on the 30 as they come up, 2nd and 10.
27 to Sam. 27 to Sam. Good.
Manning again here on 2nd and 10. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brent Grimes.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Ready. Blue ready. Sonic.
Following the interception, Winston. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. The man they call Snacks, Damon Harrison, able to collapse the pocket and drop him for a loss of a yard.
Let's go now.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11.
Ready. Black,
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Ready. Blue ready. Hey, slow. Green, triple C. Let's go.
Working out of the gun, Winston. It's caught, Humphreys. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A Buccaneer 1st down as Winston hooks up with Humphreys. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Black 22. White.
Winston now to throw on 1st down. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this.
They don't want it, fellas. Let's go. It's time to play.
They'll run it with Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And indeed, they will keep it on the ground. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1? This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go with Jones. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. And now the Giants, they get the officials' attention and take another timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jones. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a pickup of 13, and with that 13 yards, this ball game just about over. Here's Jones. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Winston goes ahead, takes the knee, and that should be all she wrote. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Bucs, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they'll return home next week to take on the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Giants, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside